Yes!
Ooh. It's a fat one, dude. Look how fat that guy
No,
is.
it's a football.
Yeah.
Some of the best smallmouth fishing for me is in the middle of the desert. I know when a lot of people think about good smallmouth fishing, they're thinking about those northern smallmouth in the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River. And today, I'm talking about fishing for those smallmouth in the middle of the desert. 3 proven ways to catch those desert smallmouth, but these techniques, they're gonna work for those northern smallmouth as well. Thank you for clicking on this video. For anybody new, my name is Matt Luna. I make a lot of fishing videos like this one, along with tackle making videos and on the water videos and tournament fishing videos. So if that sounds like stuff that you want to watch, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos. In the description of today's video, I've put a product list along with discount codes and links to help you find these baits a little bit easier and to save money. Using those discount codes and those links also comes back to help the channel. This first bait that I'm going to be talking about in this video probably isn't going to surprise anybody that fishes these desert lakes a lot. But this first bait is a jerkbait, a hard jerkbait. I caught fish in January on a jerkbait, and I've caught fish recently in May on a jerkbait. They will eat a jerkbait year-round in those desert lakes. Back in January, I was using the 106DD. It would get a little bit deeper, and in that cold water, those fish didn't have to travel as far. But back in May, when I was out there recently at Lake Mohave, I was throwing the 106X, and those smallmouth had no problem coming up a little bit further to get that bait. When it comes to color selection with these jerkbaits, I definitely recommend going with some of your translucent colors and then also some of your ideal shad imitation colors as well. You want as natural and as close to realistic as possible. But one thing is for sure, after my experience in January and now also in May, I'm going to be having a jerkbait tied on pretty much all the time when I go out to these desert lakes. Moving away from the jerkbait and then into another bait. This is a bait that I have tied on year-round when I go out to the desert lakes. It doesn't matter if it's Mohave, Havasu, Mead, I've always got this bait tied on, and it's a football jig. The football jig has caught me some of my biggest fish at Lake Havasu in particular, and I've caught a ton of fish at Lake Mohave on a football jig as well. And then also some really important fish I've caught in the US Open have also come on a football jig. So the football jig is just something that I need to have on the deck of my boat at all times when I'm out at the desert. I make my own football jigs with the Do It Molds weedless football jig with holder mold. I like how I can manipulate the hook size in there to keep that jig nice and compact. Trailer size is also going to be very important as well to pair up with that smaller jig. I'll alternate between a double tail scrub style trailer and then also like a beaver style trailer. One's going to be when those fish are a little bit more active, and then one's going to be for when the fish are a little bit less active. But it's hard to go wrong with any of those style trailers. And then occasionally I will throw in a very realistic cross style trailer as well. So when it comes to color selection for these jigs, you got to go natural colors. That could be your browns, could be your greens, a little bit of red mixed in, but you got to stay with those natural colors. I know occasionally guys will throw a black one just to throw those fish for a little bit of a different look, but natural is what you want to stick around. I like to go with the Jungle Craw color skirt from 6 Cents. Make my own jigs. I can customize my skirts if I want to, but I really like that Jungle Craw skirt. It's just flat out gets bit. It's super natural. It's got a little bit of green pumpkin. It's got a little bit of brown. It's got a little bit of red, and I just feel like it mimics a crawdad in all different stages. So we're about to get to that final proven tactic, that final proven technique that will catch you more smallmouth out at those desert lakes. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you guys about Waterland Fishing Optics. Waterland is my sunglasses sponsor, and when you're fishing this clear water, having great polarized sunglasses is key because it will help you catch more fish. When you're out in those desert lakes, a lot of times those smallmouth are going to be following your bait, and sometimes you can catch those followers by just stopping your bait. I was recently out fishing at Lake Mohave and I saw some of those followers for my jerkbait. I stopped that jerkbait and I was able to catch those fish. They just ate that bait as soon as I stopped it, and if I didn't have a good pair of sunglasses like Waterland Fishing Optics, I wouldn't have been able to see that happening, and I wouldn't have been able to catch those fish. So head over to the Waterland Fishing Optics website. It's waterlandco.com. Use discount code LUNA15. It's going to save you 15% off. So this last proven technique that will catch you more smallmouth out at those desert lakes probably isn't going to shock anybody that fishes these lakes regularly, but it's a small swim bait. A small swim bait is something that you've got to have tied on when you go out to those lakes because you can cover a ton of water. It will also get bit when there's wind because these desert lakes get wind a lot, but it also can get bit when it's slack calm because that happens sometimes. One day it could be extremely windy, and the next day you wouldn't have known there was a breath of wind the day before because it's flat calm. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a time and place for those larger size swim baits, but if you're just casting around, covering water, a small swim bait is hard to beat. I like to throw the 6 Cents Divine swim bait anywhere from the 2.7 up to around 3.5 inches. It's just nice to give those fish a nice slender profile that's different than what everybody else is throwing. Highly recommend that bait. I've been catching a lot of fish on it. When it comes to those 6 Sense Divine swim baits that I just mentioned, they have them available in 2.7 all the way up to 4.4 inches. They also have a nice finesse swim bait head that pairs up with those small swim baits as well. They have them in 1/8 up to 5/16, and they also have them in a 1/0 and a hook and a 2/0 hook version. So you're going to be able to get that small hook and that small swim bait and not overpower that swim bait. One of the things I do recommend is when you're fishing these smaller swim baits, do it on a spinning rod. The spinning rod is going to help you to cast these things a mile. You're going to be able to have that braided fluorocarbon leader on there as well, so that way you're going to get that sensitivity and invisibility of the fluorocarbon. I like to go with 6 to 8 pound test. If you guys decide to buy any of the baits that I mentioned in today's video, make sure to use the discount code, which is Luna10 at the 6 Sense Fishing website. If anything's out of stock, check out Omnia Fishing through my affiliate link, so that way they know that I sent you. And I've also got some Omnia Fishing discount codes in the description as well. These 3 proven tactics get bit year-round in the desert lakes. And if you want to see me fishing some of these lakes for yourself, make sure to click on the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.